What is going on, everybody? It's the Franz, and we're here for NXT review for last Wednesday's episode of NXT with a battle royal to see who's going to face Rhea Ripley or Toni Storm at TakeOver Portland. We had the final two matches in the first round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and Keith Lee gets taken out for a minute by the Undisputed Era, and he gets his retaliation. All of this and more this week. And of course, we started off with Keith Lee. He comes to the ring, gets his formal introduction. Fans are chanting for him. He gets hyped about being the #1 contender for the North American champion, Roderick Strong. He'll get that title shot, of course, next week. He says the Undisputed Era had a great 2019 and they still hold all the men's gold. He goes on and says the end of their 2019 was great as great as anyone except for maybe myself. Fans chant more for Lee. Lee says the Undisputed Era has reached their peak and their limits, while I am limitless. Lee says he will prove next week when he defeats Strong to become the North American champion and forever. Out come the Undisputed Era, Cole, Fish, O'Reilly, and Strong. Cole goes on about what they have done to Imperium, Tommaso Ciampa. After telling the crowd to shut up, he says, Lee, dummy, you're next. They rush the ring. Lee battles them. He's fighting them off. All four members are getting in. He's actually holding his own until Roderick Strong gets a chair right to the back of the knee, and they jump on the second. Then they start beating him down some more until Roderick Strong and the Undisputed Era put the chair into the position to stomp on Lee's leg, which they stomp on Keith Lee's leg. But here's the thing. Keith Lee is a big boy. This big boy has some big legs. So having Roderick Strong go up top and do the stomp to the chair did absolutely nothing. I know Keith Lee went out there and he sold it, but the chair never moved. The chair, it looked like the chair didn't even move because of how big and thick them legs are. Roddy sucks chant. Ciampa finally runs down to the ring, but the tag champs and Strong meet him at the ringside. Ciampa fights them off and hits the ring as the Undisputed Era retreats. Fans chant Daddy's home as Ciampa checks on Lee in the ring. They stand together. Well, Lee tries to stand as Ciampa's music hits. By the way, ATB after the bell this week had Keith Lee on, and he goes through what it took for him to get to WWE. So it was really cool to find out that Keith Lee was first time in WWE as an extra was during the McMahon's Legacy feud, where he was a security guard who got thrown into a barricade by Triple H. So that was a cool little thing, a nice little tidbit to learn about Keith Lee a little bit more. Marlon Allen and Beth Phoenix at the announce table. Nigel McGuinness was not. They said that he was getting some R&R for calling TakeOver Blackpool 2, the NXT UK TakeOver event, and they're giving him some much-needed R&R. They talk about what just happened, and they give us a plug for Finn Balor and Johnny Gargano at TakeOver Portland, which I do like the TakeOver Portland logo. It's a big saw blade with the TakeOver words into like chainsaw blades as well. I thought it was fucking cool. Marlon reveals that TV Knox returned to NXT Arena today and will be in the Battle Royal after being out of action by Dakota Kai at War Games several months ago. We see a video earlier with Knox giving an interview outside discussing the Battle Royal, and then she is greeted by Candice LeRae, who just hugs her. And we see some Battle Royal participants warming up. And then we see Io Shirai being the last one as we go to our first match of the night. The Broserweights, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne versus Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews. The winner of this team will take on Imperium next week to see who goes to Worlds Collide to win the entire thing. This was a fun match, and you gotta commend Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster for wrestling this match a couple days after having that crazy ladder match, which wasn't the best ladder match I have seen. It was okay, but they did go out there and go through hell to get there. So great to see that these guys came out there and gave you an excellent match. For some reason, at the beginning of the match, Mauro mentions that the Broserweights are taking on the Grizzled Young Vets, which is not the guys they're taking on. The Grizzled Young Vets take on the Time Splitters later in the show. So I don't know what was up with Mauro, but he was just, I think, off his game a little bit. So we're having this match. The Broton on the Webster for a close 2 count. Riddle keeps kicks to keep Webster down. Riddle with the big chop in the corner. Andrews ends up coming and taking down both opponents with a double team. This match was back and forth. Both teams, like, Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews have been wrestling as a tag team for well over a year. This is the first time that I know that, well, on TV at least, that Riddle and Dunn have been wrestling. And these two look like they have been wrestling together for years. They're just so good. Not too many botches, if any at all. But Andrews ends up hitting a big tornado DDT to Dunn on the floor. Riddle with a spear and to Webster in the ring. They spear to Andrews as he comes in. Webster counters a Riddle suplex for a small package for a 2 count. Which he wasn't going for a suplex. He was actually going for the jackhammer. But he gets turned into the small package for a 2. Riddle kicks Webster and tags Dunn back in. They hit a double team and Webster and Dunn cover, but Webster kicks out just in time. One back and forth, all 4 superstars in the ring. They do down and Dunn is up first. Riddle crawls to Dunn for the tag, which I don't know why he had to, because wasn't he already the legal man? I don't know. It's something about tag team wrestling lately. They don't know how to decide who's the legal man sometimes. Dunn and Andrews come in at the same time. Dunn with a huge kick. Andrews counters and move and goes for a submission, but Dunn counters that and goes to the X-Plex, but it's turned into a Stun Dog Millionaire. Beautiful way to counter it. The Stun Dog Millionaire out of nowhere is actually one of the best things that Mark Andrews has. It's awesome. Riddle and Webster go at it, and now for a minute, Riddle drives Webster down to on his face on the outside with a Roderick, I think is what it's called. Riddle comes back in and continues the double team on Andrews. Dunn assists with a double team bro to sleep, and Riddle covers Andrews for the 1, 2, 3. Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne are your winners to face Imperium next week. This quite clearly tells you who's going to be winning the Time Splitters and Grizzled Young Vets match, which I'll have my thoughts on that later. After the match, Dunn and Riddle stand tall. We show the brackets with updated. And then Beth and Mara show us the Undisputed Era's attack on Imperium at WWE's UK champion Walter, which it looks like that title is going to be renamed the NXT UK Championship, as it should have been the day they announced NXT UK. I can understand when they started this UK division, it ended up being anything but the United Kingdom Championship, because we didn't know if it was going to be NXT UK, if it was going to have its own name. But since it's been the NXT UK, the championship should have been called the NXT UK Championship, or the NXT UK Champion Walter. I just think it's dumb that they have waited so long to actually rename this. After he defeated Joe Coffey, of course, and Beth says both Imperium and the Undisputed Era will be here next Wednesday to promote the big 8-man match at Worlds Collide. Kathy Kelly is back outside the trainer's room. She says Keith Lee was rushed in after the attack on his leg by Undisputed Era. She says this has put next week's title match with Roderick Strong in jeopardy, but she hopes to have an update later when we go to commercial. I'm going to say that, yeah, like I said, you did not even see the chair move. They went up, did the whole jumping, leaping stomp, and the chair didn't move. He tried to sell as best he could, but it just didn't look like that, so we'll have that in a second. What happened and how Keith Lee responds to that, because my word, this guy. Back from break and out comes Tommaso Ciampa. He names the Velveteen Dream, Imperium, and Keith Lee. It's clear to me Undisputed Era has a hit list. Okay, that's fine, but I have one too. Adam Cole, you're on my hit list. He says, you took my life. When you took my Goldie, you took my life, and I want my life back. Drops the mic, and out comes the Undisputed Era to beat him down. Ciampa fights back, but they keep beating him down. Ciampa won't stay down. The music comes out. Music hits, and out comes Johnny Gargano to make the save. Gargano unloads on the Undisputed Era and cleans house as fans chant his name. Fans start chanting DIY. Now the double team fish with the meet him in the middle. DIY chants continue as they stare each other down. The Undisputed Era have retreated. Gargano's music hits as they play, and the crowd pops. They're looking at each other. Gargano's just like, thinking. So We still to come, a one battle royal will be the main event. It says 13 women, but it's actually about 20 were in the match. Also, the final round of the Dusty Classic to Alex Shelley's TV in-ring debut. Come back, and Trent Seven put out a tweet. He's like, well, since Gargano and Ciampa are now mates again, hey, Tyler Bate, do you wonder if they're going to be mates long enough to have a match with us, you know, maybe at Worlds Collide? We're getting DIY versus Mustache Mountain at Worlds Collide. Are you kidding me? Dude, I can't wait to see that match. Worlds Collide. I didn't watch last year's World Collide because it honestly didn't do anything other than get Velveteen Dream the North American Championship, and that's all it was for. This year, the NXT versus NXT UK dynamic is going to be awesome. I still think the War Games match this year should have been Imperium versus the Undisputed Era, but hey, what do I know? Time Splitters. They actually put the Time Splitters, Alex Shelley and Kushida versus the Grizzled Young Vets. I don't know if the Time Splitters is owned by New Japan. I wish it wasn't. If it is, because that would be a hell of a name for them to have in WWE. And again, this match was awesome. Alex Shelley feels like he fits in NXT. I'm hoping this is not his only match in NXT. I know after the show he did talk about them teaming up together in the future. So Alex Shelley hopefully is not going anywhere. Now, I put this out on Twitter when Chris Sabin mentioned something about watching his friends wrestle in this tournament. And I was thinking, we got the Time Splitters this year. Could we possibly next year get the Motor City Machine Guns of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin in this tournament, and maybe them having a better run at this? I think that would be awesome. Time Splitters this year, Machine Guns next year. Tell me what you think about that. I think that would be fantastic. I love the Motor City Machine Guns. This is my first time seeing the Time Splitters together, and they were fantastic. But I would love, love, love to see the Machine Guns in next year's. So, Alex Shelley just showing you that he can do all this shit and like just be one of the best there is. These two teams worked well together. Not much I can say about this match, as I know I'm terrible at like breaking this stuff down, but this is a match. If you want to see a good tag team match, if you want to see good tag team wrestling in WWE, you got to check out this match. Both matches on this show were fantastic for the tag team division. Drake tags in towards the end of this match. Kushida blocks the double team in the middle of the ring. Kushida keeps fighting and nails a scissors takedown on Gibson. More back and forth now. Shelley and Kushida with a big double team on Drake, but Gibson breaks the pin up right at the last minute. They did a splash, not a frog splash. Shelley did a splash, while Kushida did a backflip, or a backflip splash, moonsault. No, whatever that's called. But yeah, Gibson breaks that up. They double team Gibson. Now the two big moves plans pop. Shelley clotheslines Drake into the corner. Kushida goes to the top to follow up, but Gibson shoves him off. And when I say shove him off, I mean that lightly. I mean that very loosely. Because you had Kushida up top, and Gibson was running towards him, but as Gibson is running towards him, Kushida's already leaping to the outside as if he was like pushed, like he got pushed by a ghost, and Zach Gibson barely tapped him. We get Drake and Gibson's double team. I don't remember what they call it. 1, 2, 3 on Alex Shelley, and the Grizzled Young Vets are your winners. After the match, Drake and Gibson recover and they stand tall. Now, Shelley and Kushida want to, shake their hands. Hell of a match. But Gibson's like, no, we're not going to do that. They leave. He grabs the mic and says, we did not travel all this way to stand there and shake hands while the hipsters, Full Sail crowds pretend to know who Shelley is, or who you are. He says they have derailed this little reunion tour on its first stop, and they are a great tag team of the past. Says me and Drake are the future and the present and the future. They conquered Europe and they will never stop. It goes on and says they will win the Dusty Classic. And that is that. So hopefully this is not the last time we see Alex Shelley. Hopefully this is a full-time thing. This wasn't just a one-time thing. Honestly, why would you bring the Time Splitters back? Why would you bring the Time Splitters in at all if you were just going to have them lose the first match? That makes... I mean, I would have loved to see them go up against the Undisputed Era. I think that would have been awesome. But honestly, coming out of this, obviously, is who's winning and going to Worlds Collide. The Bro, the Weights, and Grizzle Young Vets. That is going to be your finals at Worlds Collide. Why is that? Why? Oh, I don't know why. A big 8-man tag team match already between Imperium and the Undisputed Era. That would be why. You're not going to have the Undisputed Era win this match and then go on to face Imperium twice in one night, or have Imperium win their match against the Broserweights, and have them win. It just makes no sense to have anyone but the Broserweights and the Grizzly Young Vets win. Now, I would have rather had Imperium take on Flash Morgan Webster and them, and have them beat Imperium, but hey, it is what it is. I honestly would have liked them to do is, because they did the NXT UK versus NXT, is have one half of the bracket be NXT UK and the other half of the bracket be NXT. So we would know at the end of this who is going to be in NXT, who's going to be at the Worlds Collide. That's just me, but what do I know? We see footage from earlier in the afternoon. Chelsea Green and Rama Stone outside together. Stone says the women's division is strong, but Green is the best. He goes on praising Green and calls her the hottest former free agent, and says that this battle royal is not worth her time. So she's not in the battle royal. Chelsea Green's gone. She's left with Robert Stone. That is the last you see of her. So she's out, and others will be in later. They say 13-12. No, this is like a 20-person battle royal. But we'll get to that in a minute. And that's what leads us to a video package of tonight's triple threat match, with the winner advancing to the Cruiserweight title fatal 4-way, as it will be Angel Garza, one of these guys, and 2 members of NXT UK, to see who is going to be the Cruiserweight champion. Back from break, and we see a Finn Balor warning NXT UK superstar Ilya Dragunov ahead of their match at Worlds Collide. Beautiful video package. I don't know who comes out with these things, but this was fantastic. Just another positive of NXT, that you get packages like this. Tyler Breeze versus Leo Rush versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. Angel Garza is on commentary. Stick to wrestling, Garza. The commentary here just didn't work out for you. These 3 guys went out there and kicked ass, took names, did everything they could to go out there and show you why they should be going for the Cruiserweight Championship. You had just so much great stuff going on in this match. It's so hard to go over what they did, but this was fun. This was absolutely fun. 3 great matches so far in this show. 2 tag team matches, this match. These were all great. In the end, all 3 superstars trade some big offense in the middle of the ring. Breeze with a supermodel kick to Scott. Rush drops Breeze for the kicks. Rush with the final hour on Breeze on top. Scott tries to put Rush out, but Rush nails him with the come up. Breeze with a 2 count, more back and forth in the middle of the ring. Scott ends up hitting the JML driver for the 1, 2, 3, and Isaiah Swerve Scott will join Angel Garza and 2 members of the NXT UK brand, which have probably already been decided by now, but I'm not recording this when I know that. So that was a fun and fantastic match. If you want to watch some good wrestling, NXT is a good place to go. If you don't like AEW, you don't like anything but WWE product, and you're tired of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, why aren't you watching NXT? These guys showed you why NXT is the brand for WWE. It is the A brand. Rhea Ripley is being asked about tonight's main event. Ripley mentions how she will defeat Toni Storm at Worlds Collide, and it doesn't matter who she faces at TakeOver Portland, because she will defeat them too. Rhea isn't worried about the Battle Royal winner, says this is her decision now, and we go back to commercial break. Back in break, and Kathy Kelly with Johnny Gargano. She asked about what saving Tommaso Ciampa, and Ciampa comes up and thanks him. Gargano asks if he heard about what the challenge for Mustache Mountain, and he just points at them both and is like, for old time's sake. Ciampa thinks about it and is like, for old time's sake. Just then, the Undisputed Era was running after them, but security gets to them, and it's in between them. Then, all of a sudden, while these guys are arguing, Keith Lee just out of nowhere pounces some poor bum into the bushes. Lee is angry, he is pissed, he's going to murder somebody. He tosses someone into the windshield of a car, shattering it. Tosses another guy into a table and says the prophecy will end next week. I am taking you out next week. This is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see what happens with Keith Lee. I hope he wins. I really do. I really hope Keith Lee is your next North American champion. What else are they going to do? Who else do they have ready to challenge Roderick Strong for the North American Championship? They really, really don't have anybody. So Keith Lee would be a hell of an ad. The semifinals of the Dusty Classic next week. Lee vs. Strong. Mauro Allen has announced that DIY has confirmed DIY vs. Mustache Mountain at Worlds Collide. Awesome. Battle Royal to crown the number 1 contenders: Tegan Nox, Mercedes Martinez, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Vanessa Bourne, Kaden Carter, Mia Yim, Santana Garrett, Io Shirai, Shotzi Blackheart, Xia Li, Casey Catanzaro, Shayna Baszler, Catalina, MJ Jenkins, Mariana Peraza, Jessica Mia, Indy Hartwell, whoever that is. And I believe there's 2 more that they didn't name on here. First and foremost, great to see Casey Catanzaro back. We haven't seen her in over... Since the Royal... I don't think we've seen Casey Catanzaro since the Royal Rumble. There was talk about her possibly being done with WWE, possibly not wrestling anymore. I don't want to say. But Ricochet had read into this saying that she might not want to be a wrestler anymore. But here she is, back wrestling. Great to see great to see Mercedes Martinez. I'm gonna have to say AEW missed out on Mercedes Martinez. They had a chance to scoop her up and they did not. I guess maybe she didn't want to go there. Maybe she was just waiting and buying her time to get to WWE. But it was great to see Mercedes Martinez in this. There was a moment between her and Shayna Baszler during this match that they had to stare down. Outside of the horsewomen, Mercedes Martinez is like the only other person in the women's division that you see Shayna Baszler respect, because Mercedes Martinez was a big factor into the training of Shayna Baszler. So this was, your typical Battle Royal. It wasn't the best Battle Royal you've ever seen. Wasn't by far the worst. I still say the women's Battle Royal at AEW's All Out was worse, but was it All Out? Yeah, All Out. Yeah, that one was worse. This one was not that bad. But you had people going back and forth. Everybody wanted Io to win so badly. Everybody wanted Io to win this match. She was getting cheered. People were chanting for her. She's playing to the crowd. Why is she a heel? How is she a heel? Io Shirai is loved by everybody. How is she a heel? I don't know. All I know is Io Shirai is the most loved woman in this company, on this brand. She is just getting cheered. People were chanting for her. It came down to her and Bianca Belair. They had themselves a little bit of a match inside this thing. During this thing, there was Tegan Nox was on a roll. She was on a roll. They were down to the last few superstars, the last few women. She goes up top under the ring. She goes up top to do something when all of a sudden Dakota Kai comes out and cost her the match. So it's good to see that feud's not over with yet. But it came down to these two. They're fighting back and forth. It looks like we're going to see Io win. Sometimes it looks like we're going to see Bianca Belair win. Shotzi Blackheart almost made it look like she was going to be able to win because she got knocked out of the ring. She took a nap on the outside. It came down to Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler, and Io Shirai. Well, Bianca Belair, Io Shirai, Shayna Baszler, and Shotzi Blackheart. Shotzi came back in, got rid of Shayna Baszler. And then she's sitting there like being all happy and everything that she was able to do that, and without realizing it, ends up pretty much getting tossed to the outside, sending her down, and ending her run by Bianca Belair. So once Shotzi Blackheart was out of the match, everybody wanted Io to win so badly. Everybody was chanting Io. Everybody was hoping it was going to be Io. There was nobody in this arena who did not want to see Io Shirai win this match and be the new number 1 contender and eventually win the title, but that didn't happen. Io Shirai eventually gets put on the KOD. Looks like she's going to get hit with the KOD and just tossed to the outside. Bianca Belair is your winner. She is moving on to take on Rhea Ripley or Toni Storm. Do I see Rhea Ripley losing the title at Portland? No, I do not. Do I see her losing it at TakeOver at Worlds Collide? No, I do not. Rhea Ripley should be holding that title until at least if there is the SummerSlam takeover. If there is a SummerSlam takeover, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But she's going to keep that title for a good bit. There's no reason to taking that title off of her within the next 4 or 5 months. No reason to. Excellent episode of NXT. It's a damn shame that their ratings are not matching it, but I know why. We'll talk about that on Sunday. Good show. My only down is the fact that Alex Shelley and the Time Splitters were reunited for a one-off, it feels like. I don't know why you bring this guy in and have him wrestle a match just to have it be one and done. I think you could have had the brackets done differently, had Time Splitters win this week, or win the first round, lose the second round, or get to the finals and just barely lose the finals to the eventual winners. If somebody from NXT UK wins this tournament, if it's the Grizzled Young Vets, I'm going to be like, why didn't you just book this where the finals came down to the Grizzled Young Vets and the Time Splitters? I think that would have been much bigger and much better than doing this. That's just my opinion. I hope to see the Time Splitters more in NXT. I would love to see them be the tag team champions or go for the tag team titles. Time Splitters versus Red Dragon, I think, would be fantastic, because it was mentioned on commentary that the last time the Time Splitters were IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions, Red Dragon was the one to dethrone them from those titles. So I would love to see that match happening. You have that history there to build off of. Let me know what you think down below. Another fun episode, excellent episode of NXT. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Follow me on Twitter at The France Club. Follow me on twitch.tv/The France Club. And I'll see you guys later tomorrow for SmackDown as Kane returns. Tables match between Roman Reigns and Bobby Roode and so much more. Till then, my name is The France and I'll see you guys later.